cult members, and welcome to Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
Yay, technology. And welcome to our review of Code 8. This was a crowdfunded passion project for Robbie and Stephen Amell. Steve Amell. And this was something that they did, I want to say it was between season 4 and 5 or 5 and 6 of Arrow. And it was something they've been wanting to do, and they wanted to work together. They found this thing and they decided to go with it. And it's been really hard for them to find a place to put it.
Okay.
And distribute it and everything. And they finally got Netflix.
Sure.
So finally we get to see it and share our thoughts with the world, with everybody else. And
right.
And hopefully they're watching. So
the rest of the world, or Rob and
Rob and Steven, it would be amazing if you guys are watching it. Please share this with everybody. We're going to do our best to be fanboys.
You could be a fanboy.
I'm going to fanboy a little bit. This movie is the story. The story itself, the base story itself, is not overly complicated or something original.
Right. But the execution is?
The execution and the underlying kind of story is in a city that was built by powered individuals, and they are treated as second-class citizens once they started automating the city, and how they do that exposition of storytelling starting from the 50s and going to modern times and everything is very interesting. And that the powered individuals they have to be registered, and it's really expensive, and so a lot of them become day laborers because they use their powers to do contracting work or whatever.
Right. Yep.
And then our main character, our main guy, is Robbie Amell's character, Connor, and his mom gets sick, and so that he gets wrapped up in something, and it's probably not entirely good, quoty fingers, but like I said, it's not an overly original story with the idea of a good guy doing bad things for the right reasons. Right.
Kind of right. Thing. But the powers kind of make it, give it a different twist.
Yeah. Yeah. And the idea too, that at least the way I looked at it, was the underlying story was immigration or segregation, or however you want to word it, but definitely people who are different than quote unquote normal people are being treated badly by police and by government, and fear mongering going around and stuff like that. And that story to me, wrapped in this idea of powered individuals and a gang war and that kind of stuff, was really kind of interesting.
Yeah. Especially when you think that, like, if they all just banded together, they could probably kill everybody. So
yeah. Or at least reassert some control or power or domination or whatever.
Yeah. Because they got powers.
Right. The guy picking up those concrete barricades out of the back of the truck. I'm like, how are you even able to?
Yeah. And Connor's power is electricity, I guess.
Yeah.
And he's like welding with his fingers.
Yeah. That would be super helpful.
And until it's not. You get in the bathtub and electrocute yourself, or
just thinking of some of the
how many times do you shock yourself grabbing
the door handle or something like that? Yeah.
Only it would be like a million times worse.
we have to start buying vehicles with computers in them, so I stopped shorting them out because of whatever. The way this movie is laid out, it's directed by a gentleman by the name of Jeff Chang. He wrote it's his story, and then we had the screenplay play by Chris Pear and or Pear, sure.
Yeah.
Jeff Chang has done a lot of shorts, just to try to kind of, nothing big, add it to video games, storytelling and stuff like that. But this particular movie, I found very interesting in the way it was shot, and the way the pacing was. It wasn't a big rush to an action set piece because they just didn't have the money to do big action set pieces.
Yeah. There was really only kind of one big one at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little bit of like fighting here and there, but nothing. Yeah, there was. Yeah.
They did a good job of using their money sparingly, but effectively when it came to the special effects stuff.
Yeah.
The drones and the sentinels and the stuff like that and the subtle usage of the powers.
Mm-hmm.
Like Stephen Amell's character, Garrett, is a
he can push.
He can push. He can pull. He can manipulate
Yeah.
movement of people and objects and stuff like that. They called them something, and I can't remember exactly what the wording. That each one had. One was an electric, one was a healer, one was one was a mind reader, and they all had like categories of their own.
Yeah, they kind of scored them as to their level.
But Stephen Amell's character, his was the push or pull, and the real subtle use of the camera movement with the hand, and then it just come back, and it's really simple to do to add some waves in the photo.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Allergies. Yay, spring.
We're all stuck inside, but allergies still kicking our ass.
Yes.
But they were really good about using their money for the right points, and then still being able to tell this intimate storytelling process. A lot of shots are done, two people in a frame, and or it's shot in a car, so there's a back and forth, and like stuff like that was really added to the tension, because a lot of those scenes are the camera's very close to everybody that's in the shot.
Yep.
And the dialogue is emotional, and it adds an even more emotional weight with the camera being the third person in the conversation a lot of the time, and that really sucks you in. And then they have they're throwing guns around and
right. And you have the fact that his mom is sick, which adds to the emotional of it too.
And they lay out the importance of Connor's mom to him, like from jump.
Yeah.
And that's the catalyst for every decision that he makes going forward.
Yep.
Good, bad, or indifferent. Those are always and they started there and they ended there too. They ended how no spoilers or anything, but they ended with a shot of him just pretty much saying, "I'm gonna be okay."
Yeah.
And stuff. And so, thank you for being awesome to me and stuff like that. I thought that was really good. They also left this very open at the end for a series or another one, or I would really like it if they would be able to do it. Maybe Netflix says, "Hey, this is kind of cool," and
yeah, it's there was definitely some interesting world building going on there that I wouldn't mind seeing some more of. So
yeah. Back to them teaming up and doing something.
Yeah.
I know Robbie posted on Instagram yesterday or Saturday screenshots of Code 8 being in the top 5 on Netflix's
Nice.
thing
Nice.
on international, a bunch of international markets in the States and stuff like that. So it was definitely trending over the weekend. Now let's see if it has some legs or whatever,
Yeah.
or some talk.
Yeah.
I'm hoping like people like us who actually got the chance to see it are sharing it and getting it out there and stuff.
Yep.
One other thing that I want to talk about really quick was we really like. Okay, I really like Stephen Amell. This is my fanboy point. I've really been pleased by both of the Amels, specifically this movie, but in Arrow, in Legends of Tomorrow, or DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Robbie went on and did a couple of the Hallmark Christmas movies. Like they've both shown some really good emotional range, and Steven in this one coming across as a darker version of Oliver Queen, a darker version of it was nice to see him see both of them stretch their muscles in a different direction than what they have done in the past, and I was really pleased with it.
Okay. I felt like Steven's role was pretty much Oliver Queen, but
I maybe just because we're so familiar with it because we've watched Arrow so much.
yeah.
I think there was definitely a different tinge there than just Oliver or the Arrow kind of thing.
Okay.
A darker edge to it. So.
Sure.
That's just like I said, I was gonna fanboy a little bit.
Okay.
So overall, I really liked it. I think you just liked it.
Yeah.
And you want to give it a score?
Are we going to score it?
Well, it's a movie. It's not like we're going
I'll
up
give it a 3.
3.
Yeah.
I'm a only because I know how hard it was for them to get it all done and everything. I'm gonna say 3.75.
Okay.
It's probably a little high on the overall. It's probably a little high, but I just knowing the whole process of them trying to get it funded and shot and completed and distributed and
Yep.
everything that went on. So
Yep.
I was really happy with what they did. So what did you guys think of Code 8 from Netflix? I'll just start calling it from Netflix. Hopefully they'll do another one. And let us know what you thought of this review and the movie overall in the comments down below. Please like this video. Help us out by subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell for notifications. If you're on the podcast feed, please follow us there. And we're on all the social media stuff, Facebook, Instagram, Twitters, all that jazz. And until next time, cult members, if we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.